Now we'll begin the next drawing in this series. So we are skipping the even numbers and going to the odd numbers. Now we're doing number 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is to give myself room to work. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Eventually we are going to add multi-view drawings beside each one. So I'm going to slide it over far enough and I'm going to draw in this area so that I can have room for multi-view drawing later. If you don't get things spaced just properly, it's not that big a deal because we can always move things. So let's start with number 3. So once more we have three rectangular prisms to draw. So let's start with the big one in the middle. So it is 0.5 high. Let's start with a line right here. Go up. Make sure you keep it green. See, if it's not green, it's not straight. So that is 0.5. And now we're going to turn it to the side. And that is 1 inch. Bring it down, 0.5 again, and then go back to where we started. And escape to get out of the tool. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That's a little too far away. Remember, I'm zooming by moving the wheel on my mouse. So now I'm going to draw the length of this. The overall length, I have to do a little math, is 2. So I'm going to, well, actually, maybe I won't draw the whole length. I'll just draw to where it begins running into that other one. So let's start with the line, start at the bottom, get that green line going, and we need to go 0.5. Then we're going to come out not horizontally, remember, because this is an isometric, no horizontal lines. Get that green line action going again, and we come out 0.2. And I hope you guys are following along and looking at the drawing itself, because you will do a much better job at this if you actually try to understand why I'm putting lines where they are instead of just doing as I'm telling you. Okay, so the height to the big block is 0.5, but then we have the height of this next block is 0.25 more than that, so we're going to go 0.75. Okay, so we're going to go back this direction, and that is 0.2, and then come back down to where we started. Okay, so now we can finish off this line. So we'll start, hit the line tool, go in this direction, make sure you got it green. Now remember, we could just arbitrarily click and then come back and trim, but since we know that's 0.5, we're going to type in 0.5, and it should stop exactly where we want it to. All right, the width of this next rectangle is 1, so click the line tool, click here, go in this direction till it turns green, hit 1, enter. We're going to go straight up. Remember that was 0.75. Enter. Come back to the beginning. Okay, so we're going to hit line again. Click here. Remember that was 0.2. Then come back to this line. Okay, so now let's do the same thing on the other side. We're going to draw a line starting here, going back 0.5. We're going to go up 0.25, back 0.2, and then straight down. Now we don't know the length of this, but we do know that we're not going to see the whole thing because it's going to be blocked by the other prism. So I just drew it straight down because, I kept it green, so I knew it was vertical. Going back to modify, trim, going to trim right here. And now I'm going to hit erase because I don't need any of this. And hit escape. Well, let's try that again. Erase. So what I forgot to do is confirm selection. That's why it didn't work out. Okay, so I'm going to be lazy. I know that this section here is exactly like this section over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, well, first I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to select this. I'm going to hit the shift key so I can get another item and another one. And then I'm going to say confirm selection. And then it says specify base point, that you have to be specific here because I'm going to click here because I want to do it the corresponding spot over there. And now hit escape. So the length of this object, the total length is 2. So what I might do is I might just erase this so that I don't have one line on top of another. Go back to draw, hit line, click here, come back, keep it green, and hit 2. Then come back in this direction, and I know that that should be 1. And see, it's lining up with this, but of course I'm not going to see all of it. And by the way, I just zoomed by hitting the wheel. So I'm just going to come back this far, keeping it green, and click. And then I'll go back to modify, hit those scissors, and trim that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this line. I'm going to draw a new line. Just come out here. And then I'm going to draw a line here, click there, come straight down, and now a little trimming and I'm in good shape. So back to modify, hit the scissors, I'm going to trim here and here and here. And then I also need this to go away, so I'll click that. The only line I have left to do is this one right here. So I am going to go to draw, hit line. And remember, if I know how long it is, I can make sure the line's green so I know it's vertical and put in that specific amount, and it is 0.25. But if I didn't want to do that, I could just come straight down and then trim it. So now we have the second drawing finished.